As Marvin said, the second year that we've been at this. However, our first year data with the tomatoes and peppers was a complete bust. The greenhouse where the plants were all started in unfortunately infected the plants with a very nasty virus, and we terminated all the peppers and tomatoes last year after growing them in sites for about 2 or 3 weeks, which was, you know, an incredible heartbreaker, I can guarantee you. So this year we increased the number of sites to try and make up for that loss of information from last year. Hoping that the location at NDSU doesn't get flooded this year. It's been 2 tough years in a row, so you know, whatever comes through this year is probably going to be some pretty tough customers, and hopefully of some use to our gardeners. As I mentioned, the outside row is Moscovich, which supposedly is a Russian variety.
Yes, from Moscow.
Based, yeah, the name Moscow. It's an early tomato. We've used it before, and it really should produce earlier than this. I mean, there's tomatoes here, but they're solid green yet. And we should have had ripe tomatoes by now. But there's nothing there. But again, that's the border. That's just there to grow and protect the other species. We have Cheyenne, which is a North Dakota State University variety, which is doing extremely well. In fact, I told Eileen the other day I would like to get some of this and grow it commercially, because that variety is loaded with fruit. The way aheads are way behind. Just a silly pun there. But this is a variety called way ahead. It's not doing so well. There's fruit on here, but the plants are starting to collapse. Oregon Spring, a lot of people use Oregon Spring. That too is supposed to be an early tomato. There's fruit there, but there's a lot of fruit, but again, solid green. Here's the early girl. This is a very popular variety that a lot of people use. I'm not so keen on it because these plants, they look kind of spindly. Russian variety. We've grown Cosmonaut in the past. It does pretty well here, but it's susceptible to pests. We've had a lot of problems with bugs and worms getting into the tomato, so it kind of destroys part of our yield. Here's the Rutgers tomato. This is the one that we grow commercially every year. Rutgers, named after Rutgers University in New Jersey. Supposedly the ultimate ketchup tomato. Now this one I want to mention more than the others. It's Lark, L-A-R-K. This tomato basically failed in the greenhouse. Lark. 48 plants in the greenhouse, and I think 12 or 13 survived. Well, some of those went to Carrie Stroh, and I kept some of them. And this is the result right here. Now this one really is the only one here of these 10 that has ripe fruit. They're smaller globes, they're smaller tomatoes, but some of them are ripe, whereas the others are all green, so it is producing faster. Here's another North Dakota State University variety called Cannonball. This one too is doing very well. And I would like to get this one commercially too if I could. A lot of fruit on those vines. And then the end here is Moscovich.
Yeah, I think that Lark really looks like it would like to be supported, but man, so many tomatoes.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
There's a lot of tomatoes for the amount of vine, that's for sure.
But again, Dan, that's what we want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That one we should be able to. This one, not so much.
Well, considering they're flooded in late June, that's pretty impressive to see some fruit. Well, way to go, Doctor, whoever it was that were working on those tomatoes back in the day.
Yeah, that one's a little bit too... Okay, here, you want to try it? Go ahead and take one.
You want a snack? Oh, he wants to try one.
George loves food.
Okay. You sure you don't want one?
All right.
On it?